one of the lines. Give me just a sec.
No problem.
Yeah, I was, anyway, thank you so much for meeting me. I know Mondays are kind of a little bit of a crazy day.
Yes.
Hey, well, I'll make this brief. What I wanted to really do, I appreciate you taking the time. I wanted to reach out to some of our customers. You've been with us for a while, and I noticed that you've done a fair amount of transactions and proposals. So I wanted to reach out as the Director of Customer Success here at PandaDoc and get a chance, first off, to thank you for your business, but to better understand a little bit about who you are, what you're doing, and just kind of get your thoughts on, PandaDoc, how you're using it. So it's more of just an open conversation about who you guys are and trying to get your insights into PandaDoc and how we can improve.
Fantastic. So CI Web Group Board, a digital marketing agency and overall marketing consulting firm. The biggest thing, I guess, that would be valuable information is we're the digital marketing agency for some major manufacturers and distributors: Ferguson, Goodman, Amana, Daikin, and so forth, which is why you'll probably see a ton of HVAC contracts that come in and out of the system.
Yes.
A lot, yeah. It's and it's growing really, really rapidly as they're able to, share our contact information with their distributor and dealer network. The opportunity is massive. There's over 1.5 million contractors that we have access to, so it's just time and resources and being able to get to them. As far as PandaDocs goes, I'm a fan, a huge fan. In fact, we have contemplated and we've talked to some of the management team at PandaDocs about being able to take PandaDocs and turn it into an engine that we can resell to our contractor base as another service. For example, if we take PandaDocs and we were able to build, and this would be massive. I mean, from a resources standpoint, they sent me a proposal and I kind of crapped out because of the thought of how much energy would have to go into it. But if we were able to build a catalog of HVAC products and services that was widespread enough that it could cover the majority of the major manufacturers and distributors, the ability for us to bring this to that market and sell it as a solution for contractors to be able to start making out their proposals and quotes and estimates and so forth, that's massive. That's
right.
And I'd love to have. We have another software that we do that with, and they've been the best partners we've ever had. It's called Visita, and it's an online scheduling system. And I don't know if I've ever had a better partner. They dive in. We were assigned an account manager. They dove into the industry that we represent and basically customize a complete solution with us. They pulled all the heavy lifting off of our backs, and we have sold hundreds and hundreds of subscriptions for them. It's been awesome, and I'd love to be able to do the same thing with PandaDocs. I just get stuck in, do we have the bandwidth and capacity to grow what we already have and accomplish a project of that magnitude? The opportunity is massive. It's just also so is the initial setup.
Yeah, and so I appreciate you sharing that with me, and I definitely noticed on your website all of the tremendous both customer testimonials you have for the HVAC space, and I know that in my past life at another company, we did a lot with service providers, and I knew that HVAC and just the whole that market is huge, right? And to your point, just millions of contractors. I'll look back with our
and they also, for your guys' standpoint, there's 100 industries you could go after that are already technically equipped and sound. This industry as a whole is so far behind from a technical standpoint. They're so paper driven that makes the opportunity even more substantial because this audience is so far behind. They've got to get out of paper. They have to turn on automation. They have to refine their operations in order to become more profitable, because it's also another thing to consider is it's a generational business. So this is grandpa started it, gave it to dad, now the kids are running it. And those guys that are, don't have generational businesses, the kids are coming in and looking at technology to, with an entirely different eye. And the ones who are older and don't have that luxury are going to get beat, um, because of the ones that come in and take over their kids or their families' companies and start to turn on all these, uh, systemized processes and technology that makes them more efficient.
Right. Hey, Jennifer, what's your background? I mean, obviously digital marketing is your space. Did you start in sort of like the technology area?
No,
And I know it's all the marketing.
I was vice president of global logistics and supply chain strategy for Nordstrom, Fossil, Tommy Bahama. So my
Oh,
background
right.
is
Yeah.
operations, logistics, technology, infrastructure, supply chain management. So I happen to own a marketing company and have a lot of subject matter experts, but my personal, and I'm a speaker. I'm an international speaker on the digital marketing space, as well as uh, business infrastructure. Sometimes I'll do keynote motivational presentations or mindset coaching, um, or
I
art.
love it. Wow.
So
Yeah, it's interesting. Sorry, I'm looking at your website bio too as well, right? So it's interesting because you've got that whole I'm going to call it retail sort of fashion design background, and then obviously the whole, as you just said, sort of supply chain. And then when I was reading about your company and sort of really specializing in HVAC, I thought that was really an interesting an interesting turn. Let's put it that way.
yeah, and I don't care what the product is. I'm a business analyst, so it can be pop bottle rockets, it can be fireworks, it can be automotive. It's more about um, the opportunity of the marketplace and what services and products we can bring to that marketplace and how can we secure funnels. So what I don't do is I don't go hunting for new business. All our business comes from either us securing a major contract with the manufacturer or distributor. I go through that process because it gives us instant credibility and a network of customers. So our main agreement is going to be at the manufacturer distributor level. Their customers are who's paying us. Um,
Yeah.
just because it's much easier for rapid growth. So I really don't care about the products. It doesn't matter at all.
Right. Well, you definitely leverage. You spot the opportunity, you build the relationship, and then to your point, you kind of leverage their, uh, contractor-based, client-based, whatever that looks like. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, basically sales
I'll
team.
definitely loop back with our a partnership team and kind of as we start to think about it because we continue to build that all out, right? As well. In fact, we were just on a call today with HubSpot, if you're familiar with HubSpot, which is
Yep.
kind of a CRM platform, and their chief revenue officer, VP of sales, and it was more kind of like a podcast in terms of best practices and sort of how to align sales and marketing. But as we build out those types of relationships and even these types of speakers, this might be be interesting to have almost you kind of on a panel like that because you come from such a great background as well as interactive with both the clients and how to make them successful as well as just digital marketing.
I would love that. Absolutely
That's awesome. Hey, Jennifer, can you tell me a little bit about? I'm kind of curious about how you're using PandaDoc today, or what drew you to PandaDoc? Is it because you're generating high number of proposals? Is it the kind of the sort of the next wave of digital marketing because you can kind of put lots of different content in? But what's your experience been with the product? What really works for you with the product?
So it's definitely evolved. Initially, it was two main drivers. One was the ability to templatize proposals, and the second was
Yep.
the ability to rapidly deploy and get digital signatures. Um,
Oh, right.
that has evolved over time into when we finally conceptualized your cataloging system. What we did is catalog every product and service, made it match all our products and services listings on our website, and then we slowly moved all of those cataloging items into our financial software. So
Right.
now having the consistency between finance, proposals, and our services listings on our website and being able to catalog, it's actually given us the most brilliant view of our bottom line based on individual products and services that we take to market. So the cataloging system is what drove us to better organize all of our services and to bucket them for measurements from a financial standpoint for profits. What
Wow.
services are we taking to market that are driving higher profits? What are our most profitable catalog items? When we bring something to market, being able to quickly reference when we add it to a proposal, even sometimes testing. So sometimes we will take a new catalog item, we'll add it to a proposal template and not include it in our proposal as far as a discussion point. And we've been able to have customers choose to add the service, even though it wasn't something that we made a recommendation for, just because it was an option on there. So it's kind of got us some free add-ons when we're signing them as well, which I love. And so I get to test different little things, put it in the catalog, drop it into a proposal. It'd be overwhelming for us to talk about it in addition to everything else that they contacted us about, but just simply
Hmm.
making it an option and they choose it has been a nice little revenue stream.
Wow. So just playing it back, right, as you said, you started with the ability to templatize, right, or the ability to create these sort of master templates and send out. E-signatures was, and the deployment of that was key. But really, it sounds like the secret sauce is how you've been able to integrate your, over time, as you kind of blended your offering and product and services from your website within PandaDoc and tying it back into your financial systems. So you really have that visibility. Really of that, I guess I'm going to call it your whole, it's actually you're quoting your own, it's your version of the supply chain.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And there's other benefits that I'm learning as we go. One being the legal responsibility you guys play in court regarding a contract. And I haven't figured out, I haven't dove into that, but I had a call with one of your reps, and they said you guys will basically show up at court, in support of a contract that has been signed, and that's something I think that when well, I guess it depends on who's signing up for it. For me, I'm kind of a blind technology person. I will sign up, learn the system without reading any of the instructions. Um, but I think, and I'll usually, I could probably become a trainer in the software better than most technical trainers on board quickly. But that's something if I knew more about that, that would be something I would pitch as far as why I would recommend PandaDocs to other people is
Oh, okay.
the legal aspect of it. And I'm not really well versed on that.
Okay. Let me hunt that one down and get a little bit more info back to you because that would be, sounds like that's a great differentiator overall for you, et cetera. Awesome. Hey, is there, and are you the primary person, because I see you have a number of different people on the account as well. Are you the primary, for lack of a better term, administrator there, or is there somebody in your ops team who's really driving the day-to-day of the product? Because I can't
Well,
imagine.
no, I'm definitely the primary. I set up all the templates, train our salespeople on how to use them, but I'm a typical female nosy Rosie, and I have my eyeballs in all of them.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, where do you find the time? But hey, I guess super multitasker,
Yes.
which is
All of our
great.
software.
Is there anything in terms of, just want to be cognizant of your time, is there anything that you'd like to see from the product perspective? You talked a little bit about the partnerships, right? That's kind of a business opportunity that we can pursue. Is there anything from a technology point of view with the product?
Um, okay, we run into, hang on just one second.
No worries.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, let me think here. So one thing that makes us crazy, but I think it's more of a user error, is when you have something, for example, PPC dropdowns, and it may be, like I said, a user error. So these dropdowns, I need to be able to have a customer be able to make a selection here, but if they don't make the selection and they leave it blank, then it doesn't finalize the contract. So if they're not participating in this particular service, so they don't drop this down, and then they sign everything else, it never completes to the point where we can sign the document.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
but I need them to be able to drop that down. That's one. What is the other? Let me see this.
Hey, and are those drop downs required, not required? Do you know, or just vary by form? And that's something we can look at later.
Let me glance at that real quick.
But bottom line, what's happening is the customer doesn't complete that all, and it fills out it sort of holds. The document doesn't complete.
Yep, and we have a lot of those.
Okay.
Premium, that's going to be in this one. Another thing that would be great is if I spend a lot of time trying to train my sales reps.
Mm-hmm.
If there was training for them that was provided via video or something, or if I knew where that was, that would be great. Because
yeah, that's definitely
sales rep sucks rocks because I have to do it.
Okay. Yeah. So end user videos, which to your point, we don't have today. So that's something that we're looking at. But yes, how do we create sort of end user training and videos?
So right now I have the fields as required. Do you think I need to turn these off and make them not required?
Let me double check, and I'll check in with one of our technical managers about how people sort of work that. Okay. And what the options are, just so you see that. So right now they're required. Got it.
Yeah. So I just moved them to not required so I can test on the next one we send out.
There you go. I like you. You're definitely a test on the fly kind of person.
Yes. Maybe that was what was causing it. If they're not required and they don't choose it, then can they complete the document?
Yeah. I will double check. I'll put you on hold, but I'll do that. Hey, do you want to hang on just a quick sec? Let me ask somebody really fast. See if I can grab. I'll put you on hold. I'll be right back.
Okay. No. What happened with Vardel's? Because he's pissed off because no one was on his meeting.
I'm back. Jennifer, you there?
I'm here.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so I just double checked with someone. So so what will happen is that if it's optional, right, they can bypass it and still complete the doc, right? The only you can't do that obviously with the signature field because you want them to sign. That's the whole point. But for these drop downs, that should allow them to move through.
Okay, I'll fix that. Perfect.
Yeah.
Another question. So on this particular template, see how it says prepared by CI Web Group? I want to make this template under another division, a different company, and I can't figure out how to get that to not say CI Web Group company. So I looked in roles, and in roles I have it set to Rise Solutions Signer, which should be this prepared by, but it keeps saying CI Web Group.
I will, do you have an example? Can you email me an example? What I'll do is I'll forward it to someone and we'll take a quick peek.
Yeah,
It sounds like you want to change, then you're just in essence sort of changing it from prepared by, you want to go from the current one is defaulting to CI Web Group. You want to put in it like a new brand or a different company.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your email?
It is Patrick, Patrick at pandadoc, pandadoc.com. That'll come straight through to me.
Okay, and this is all right. There you go.
Perfect. So I'll take a quick peek. We'll start a dialogue there. Hey, so I really appreciate your time. I'm wondering if there's anything else, just overall big picture, that you'd like to share with us. It sounds like in terms of Pandadoc overall, it's playing it fills a key role and niche in your company, which I very much appreciate.
Yes.
And I actually want to share some of the info with our marketing department. They were just reaching out and saying, "Hey, can we find some real promoters?" And I'm like,
yeah.
Let me start having that conversation. So
another big one is you guys need a table summary tool. So if there is the coding or the logic behind it would be if there is a heading title and there is a pricing table, that the summary, you have a summary table. So here, if you have 4 pricing tables, one is a one-time series of costs, one is a recurring series of costs, which is pretty normal in all of the projects. You would have 2 tables. So the challenge with this is we need a summary table because we have different buckets. We have digital marketing bucket, we have an SEO bucket, we have a PPC bucket. So here's the challenge is we will do a proposal and we'll have these summaries, and we made our own summary table below. However, if the customer during the completion process adds additional services, so they check something that was not checked, or they change a quantity if it's optional, then we are processing. We always have to quadruple check it because the totals at the bottom of these summaries are different than the total in our summary. And we've had situations where we have internally processed our summary, not seeing that the customer added on additional options or increased the quantity.
Got it.
So that would be very smart, is some kind of where it's going to pull all of your pricing tables.
Right. Yeah, so you're really active in terms of, as you said, sort of catalog pricing tables, that quoting aspect of it.
Yeah. And it seems like it would be a normal, in any kind of quoting software or in a normal quote, you would have a summary of one times, a summary of recurring. And we do that. The only challenge is, again, the customer's ability to modify the options, which we want them to do because they add things to it. But we need it to modify the summary table.
Got it. So I'll definitely record this, and I'll sit down with both our technical manager who kind of rolls up some of these product feedback, and we'll share it directly with our CTO about what some of your feature requests are.
Okay. One other thing that would be awesome is if you had the ability to click on an area or a cell. So, for example, this container. If you add a container into a specific place, whenever you add a container, if I add a heading, it's going to drop it to the footer. And depending on the length of your agreement, pulling this up and dropping it into another area is a major pain.
Yeah.
That's just a simple, it's not simple from a coding standpoint, but from a user standpoint, it would be awesome.
Right. So you, in essence, it's insert relative to where you are in the doc.
Yep. That would be smart.
Versus at the bottom.
Yeah.
Where in doc, sorry, versus bottom,
Um,
or
Another
end of doc.
would be great would be a find and replace. If you had a find and replace option like a Word document. So if
Yeah,
this terms and conditions all said Rise Solutions or it had something specific in there, you could do a find and replace on it.
yeah, cool. Well,
I think that's a good list for now. But
I was going to say what I should do. They need to start kind of pulling together sort of a broader user group or something like that, and have you as one of the key people on there, because it sounds like you definitely are very familiar with the system. You've got a lot of good suggestions as well, which is awesome.
well, you guys have a
Great
product. It's great. I love your customer support. I love the internal chat inside your customer support area. All the support people have been awesome.
Perfect. I will definitely relay that to them. Several of them are sitting right near me, so that's perfect. Hey, what I may actually do, Jennifer, if you're open, because it actually sounds like there's two things that are really intriguing. One is from a broader marketing standpoint, as we do more and we want to highlight sort of digital marketing and things, it might be interesting because you've got a public speaking background. It might be interesting to see if there's a there and have you even maybe participate in one of our marketing programs as we do more kind of customer outreach.
Okay.
I'm saying customer, but it could be interesting to really leverage your knowledge on brand, right? Because we get a lot of people who come through, so that might be one. Two is as our marketing department builds more things out, would you be open to having anyone from our marketing department sort of touch base with you as we build out either case studies or client testimonials? It sounds like that might be a possible fit.
Yeah, absolutely. I would do that in a heartbeat. And I mean, if
Yeah,
you guys
because
have content, I'd love to be a reseller first and foremost. And if I
yeah,
was a reseller and there was an automated way, so if you guys had a tracking code for an affiliate, on the light side, I would love to be an affiliate where you guys could publish blog articles, I could publish them on my website and refer people to you guys like that. And then the second level of that would be a white label program where I could customize a version of Panda Docs to be white labeled so that I could sell a pre-canned proposal system to an industry.
yeah. Well, I definitely know that we're working on the first one. The second one, I can't promise you on that one. But let me touch base with both our director of marketing, one of the partner directors as well, as they start building that out. That might be something we can touch base with you on in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
Because it definitely sounds like there's a lot of potential there, and as you said, just even looking at your website with that vertical that you have in terms of working with manufacturers, et cetera, is very cool. I mean, that's a great idea.
Yeah, that's
well. Hey, so I very much appreciate the time and the feedback, both on the product as well as the entire service team. I'll go research a couple of those questions, and then I'll either loop back directly with you, or perhaps somebody on my team will, and we'll just continue the dialogue. But very much appreciate the support for Panda Doc today and continuing to drive that business. And it's great to hear somebody who's both invested in the product, but also has really great ideas about how to build and grow the business as well. It's super exciting.
Awesome. Well, anybody that you want to have a meeting with me, have them book directly through our website. They can click on schedule now right here at the bottom. And
okay, perfect.
My name. That's the easiest way. I have a hard time keeping up with email.
Okay, so that's how we'll do it. I'll work. If there's a follow up, I'll definitely work it that way if we need to schedule it. That's perfect.
Okay, awesome.
All right. Thanks, Jennifer. You have a great day.
Oh, I recorded this call, so I will upload it to YouTube in a private format and send it to you. So if you want to send it to anybody, you can.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thanks again.
All right. You have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.